Hi VC, greetings from British Columbia, Canada. I promised a couple of videos today. It's getting late, it's gone 10 o'clock and I got a reasonably early morning tomorrow, so I'm just going to do one little one today and then I'm going to do a couple tomorrow when I get back. Going record shopping with my brother tomorrow, and hopefully I'll be able to make 3 videos tomorrow. We'll see. Hopefully I'll have something new to show you tomorrow. Today I just wanted to talk about my rules for purchasing vinyl. And I won't even call them rules, they're guidelines, because rules are meant to be broken and I do it all the time. So keep this short and sweet. Number one is the list. I have a computerized list of what I have, and every time I buy something I write it down on here, obviously, and then every couple of months I'll update it as the list gets too hard to read. So there's the list, multiple pages of everything that I have. I don't know if you can see there or not, and I get a pencil in what I buy, and I also have a list here of what I'm looking for, stuff that I absolutely want, and then I have a list of stuff that friends have recommended that is a possible buy depending on price, which leads to the second category is well, really price. Really, 2 and 3 are 2A and 2B. Price and condition. Of course, condition is going to determine the price I want to pay. Average price for used records up here, depending on the genre, go from $5 to $15, depending on the quality as well. For whatever reason, real hard rock and metal records seem to go for a lot more. They can command $25 to $35 to $50, depending on the band and what it is, because it's really hard to find. You just don't see a lot of metal records up here that are used original pressings. You get a lot of new vinyl, but not a lot of the older stuff. People seem to be hanging on to that. So when you find one of those, if it's on your list, you just bite the bullet and grab it. If it's something you really, really want. I've got stuff on my list that I haven't found in years that I've been looking for. Blind buys. I don't really do blind buys. I have on my list, like I said, a list of stuff friends have recommended, and usually I won't go and buy that unless I've heard them play it. And I say, yeah, I like this, and okay, I could look for one or two for this group or this artist. I will do blind buys on some albums just for album art. My collection is to the point where I don't. A lot of my stuff on my list I'll never find, and a lot was actually never put on vinyl. It was just on CD. So if it ever comes out a new vinyl, I'll grab it. But a lot of it was I'll never find. So a lot of times I'll just buy stuff for album art, and if something attracts my eye and I say, wow, that's really cool. I don't care if I like the artist. If it looks good on the wall in a frame, I will buy it depending on price. Actually, one of my favorite album covers, I'm not going to say it because I'm going to do a video on my favorite album covers, but with by an artist I absolutely can't stand. But the album art reminded me of a 1950s science fiction movie poster, so I just had to have this thing. The graphics on that cover were just incredible. So blind buys, not really, but album cover art, yes, I will buy if it's interesting and something that looks good on the wall. Um, Frequency of visits to shops. I have 6 stores within an hour of me that sell used vinyl, and I have a Sunrise Records that's in a mall near where I work, just about half an hour away. They do have a little section on used, but I've never seen anything good in it. And I got a couple of stores that I go to that sell used and new vinyl. And basically, most of these stores I can limit my frequency of visits to once a month. They seem to rotate their stock. They get new stock in, and there's a couple of stores I used to go to all the time, and I know his inventory on one of them better than the guy who owns the store, because I was there all the time. And I said, you know what, I'm just going to come in like once a month now, because this is about when you get new stock in, and there's no point in coming because I know what you got and I've been through it. So, new versus old vinyl. I far prefer old vinyl. It's cheaper to buy. I like the first pressings. I like the original albums. That the sound is just a little bit better in my opinion. I have bought new vinyl that sounds fantastic, and I've bought new vinyl that doesn't sound so fantastic. And I returned a couple of them and exchanged them, and it just seems to be each particular pressing is a little bit different. And if I can find old, I will. But in the case of the Death Valley in the 90s, when everything was on CD and you couldn't buy vinyl, as I find older albums released on vinyl, I have to get it, because they don't have it on the old vinyl, so new vinyl it is. A lot of bands like that. So yeah, that is what it is. I mean, I have to accept the new vinyl, and I've got quite a few. And like I said, most of them play pretty well. Most of them sound really good, but there's a few odd turkeys in there that don't sound as good as what they should. That's really about it. All my friends have about the same set of rules. There's one store we go to, Apollo Music, that has the entire upper floor is dollar bin. That's where he got he has his 78s, he has his 45s, and he has rows and rows of albums for $1. And you find the odd gem in there, sure, and I've taken a chance on a couple of them, but as my collection fills out and the holes are filled, I find I buy less and less of them. The condition on them is not that great. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it isn't. My friend has a piece of equipment called a sugar cube, which is a little box. It's essentially a computer that hooks up to your amplifier and goes between the amplifier and the speakers, and it filters out all the snap, crackle, pop. So it's got a 2-3 second delay on it from when the needle hits the record to when you'll hear it out of the speakers, and it electronically removes all this background noise and then reprocesses the signal and sends it out the speakers, and it reduces background noise by a lot. And I'm looking to get one of those. They're expensive. They're a couple of grand here anyway. I don't know what they go for in the States. Probably half that being what the dollar value is. So until I get one of those, I limit myself to scratch vinyl and stuff. Most of the stores up here have a listening bay where you can go and plug an album on a turntable, set of headphones, and give it a spin and just see if it plays well or not. And I think that's about it for rules. Like I said, these are open to interpretation. I break them all the time. I have my list of stuff I want, and then I'll be flipping through bins and say, oh, well, that should be on my list. I forgot it. So, there's always something. There's always exceptions. So, that's going to be it, and I hope to see you tomorrow again. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye.